Let's talk about finding free spots to camp. We've traveled across Canada, through the US, and most recently up through northern BC, Yukon, and Alaska in our Honda Pilot microcamper, finding free camping on almost every night. Now, if you're looking for those perfectly manicured flat campgrounds with flush toilets and beautiful picnic tables, then free camping probably isn't for you. But if you're willing to rough it a bit, there are some pretty amazing spots out there. The first way we're able to free camp is that we're always prepared. Free campgrounds tend not to have very amenities, if any at all. You're lucky if you can find maybe an old picnic table or a pit toilet, but oftentimes you need to be completely prepared and have everything you need. So when we go on road trips in our microcamper, we always make sure we pack plenty of water, toilet paper in a toilet, lots of fuel and lots of food, and anything that we think we might need while we're camping. The next thing you need to consider when you're free camping is the legality of it, because you can't just camp anywhere. In Canada, you can typically camp for free on Crown land, and in the US, you can usually use BLM or Bureau of Land Management land, but the rules really differ depending on where you are, so you need to check. If there are signs that say no trespassing, then definitely do not camp there. Also take a look at websites, local Facebook groups, and some apps on where to free camp. Don't assume that just because you're on BLM or Crown land that you could camp for free. For example, around Arches National Park, the area is so popular. And so even on the BLM land in that area, you can't free camp. You have to park and camp in designated spots. Now, as I already mentioned, you can use websites, apps, Facebook groups, and that kind of stuff to find free camp spots. But sometimes we find the best way to find a free camp spot is just to take a look around us when we're driving. We've had really good luck finding free camp spots just by turning down secondary roads, going down secondary highways, and looking for dirt roads. We find there are often spots on the side of the road near bridges. Like right around the bridge on either side of the river, we find there's often lots of free camp spots, especially if you're far outside of city limits. One of our favorite free camping spots that we found was when we were driving down a highway in Wyoming, and we saw a dirt road, and Chris and I both said to each other, "I wonder what's down that road." And we turned down the road, drove about 20 minutes, and we came to a lake surrounded by these beautiful rock formations. We were only planning on spending about a night or so, and we ended up spending 3 nights there. Obviously, when you're far outside the city, it's much easier to find these beautiful, picturesque free camp spots. But when you're near the city, free camping is also possible. It just might not be on the river with beautiful views. For example, Walmart's, Canadian Tire's, Costco's, those big centers, they often allow free parking at the back of their parking lots. You just need to check with them because every location is a little bit different. Rest stops are another great area to spend the night near the city. Just make sure wherever you go that there's no overnight camping or no overnight parking signs, because then you'll get that dreaded knock in the middle of the night and you'll have to move and find another spot, which really sucks at 2 a.m. Once you've found what you think is a legal and beautiful spot to camp in, don't just start unloading your stuff right away and getting ready for the night. Spend a few minutes or even longer sometimes taking a look around you and making sure the area is what it seems. On our last road trip, Chris and I were traveling and we were just outside Whitehorse, Yukon, when we thought we found an amazing spot to camp for the night. It was far up a gravel road, it was just enough outside the city limits for it to be legal to camp there, and we felt great there. But then as we pulled in and we started walking around a little bit, we started noticing some broken glass, there was a spot for a large bonfire, and it just kind of seemed like a party spot. So we decided, you know what, we're just gonna chill out, we're gonna watch some TV, we're gonna have a little food and see what happens. Probably within about 30 or 40 minutes of us being there, some people start pulling up and you could just start to tell that there was gonna be a party there. No one bothered us, people smiled and waved, but we just didn't want to be camping right there. So we just drove on and found another spot. And lastly, and most importantly, is to respect the land that you're camping on. Every year I see more and more no overnight camping signs go up, and it's because people trash the place and then locals get upset and complain, and then there's authorities that come in to enforce these no camping rules. So when you free camp overnight, make sure you leave no trace. Whatever you bring in, bring out, leave no garbage behind, and hopefully we can keep free camping available for everyone for a really long time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other free camping tips, please leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more unconventional travel adventures.